Hello everyone, welcome to the solution of LeetCode problem 1512 named number of good pairs. In this problem, we are given an array of integers and we have to return the number of good pairs in this array. Where a pair ij is called good if the element presented at the ith index is equal to the element presented at the jth index and the value of j is greater than the value of I. So in the first example, we can see that the array contains 6 elements, which is 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, and 3. Now here we can see that this one and this one forms one pair. This one and this one forms another pair. And this one and this one forms another pair. And these three and these three forms another pair. So there are total 4 number of pairs in which the element presented in both of the index are same. I hope you understood the problem statement. Now, the array length can be in between 1 to 100 and each of the array element can be in between 1 to 100. I hope you understood the constraint. Now let's move on to the algorithm. Now, for the sake of simplicity, we have taken the first example. Here we can see that this is one good pair. This is another good pair. This is another good pair. And this is another good pair. So total, there are 4 good pairs. So the problem is, how can we calculate the number of good pairs in this problem? So here we have to use the nested loop. Suppose for each of the element I, we have to check the rest of the element and we have to check whether the value presented in the second element is equal to the value presented in the first element. If they are equal, that means it is a good pair. Otherwise, we have to simply ignore it. Suppose currently we are at this element 1 and we have to iterate all element in this range 2 to 3. So here we can see that this element 1 and this element 1 are exactly equal to this element 1. So we have to take 2 as the counter. Now, for this element 3, we have to look all of the element behind it. So here for this element 3, we can see that there is element 3 which is exactly equal to these 3. So here we can see that this is one possible good array or good combinations. Now, for this element 1, we have to check all of the element behind it. So here we can see that this element 1 is exactly equal to this element 1. So this is one possible good pairs. So here we can see that there are 4 possible good pairs. So in this problem, we have to return 4. Now, let's wrap up the algorithm. Here we have to use one loop. For each nested loop, we have to check whether the value presented in the first loop is equal to the value presented in the second loop. If both of them are equal, that means we have to increment the counter value. And finally, return the counter. I hope you understood the algorithm. Now let's move on to the code. In this problem, the code is pretty simple. At first, we are given a function num index pair, and here we have to use 2 loops, and inside each nested loop, we have to check whether the value presented at the ith index is equal to the value presented at the jth index. If it is, that means we have to increment the counter. Finally, we have to return the counter value. I hope you understood the code. Now let's move on to the time and space complexity analysis of this program. In this program, the time complexity is big O of n square because we are using nested loop, and the space complexity is big O of 1 because we are using only constant extra memories to solve this problem. Thank you everyone for watching this video. We will get back soon with another LeetCode solution.